Well, India and Pakistan have agreed that both sides will not engage in any aggressive action and no shots will be fired. This is what the Indian Army said after the military operations chiefs of both countries spoke on a hotline for the first time since the ceasefire. Shiv Arun, my colleague, is with us. Shiv, you were talking about how India called for this ceasefire after Pakistan called for de-escalation, but this was from India's position of strength, and that strength was from the action that it struck Pakistan with. So clearly the ceasefire is fragile, but at the same time, tell us a little bit about the talks that have happened between the DGMOs of both countries.
Well, Vasudha, you're absolutely right. India agreed to this ceasefire understanding from a position of strength. It was not something that was entered into in good faith. Rather, it was in the larger interests of security, and sovereignty and, regional peace. So let's make no mistake about what kind of position India was in when it actually agreed to this understanding. Point number two, the two generals, Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai, the Director General Military Operations on our side, and Major General Kashif Abdullah on the Pakistan side, did have that conversation post 5 p.m. It was a conversation that was scheduled a couple of days ago when that understanding was reached. And it was basically to, acknowledge that the 2 days preceding had gone largely without any major violations. There have been violations, let's make no mistake, whether it is drone incursions or firing and things like that at the line of control in some of the Jammu areas. But the conversation was largely productive in the sense, Vasudha, that the two sides have agreed to continue this cessation of hostilities, which is a very difficult thing to do, considering that both countries are in absolute war mode right now. India is on a hair trigger. The smallest of major escalations could lead to a full outbreak of war. That's the message that's gone out from the political leadership, and especially from Prime Minister Modi's speech yesterday as well. But the hotline conversation itself has at least attempted to cool things down, because two nuclear neighbors with such large armed forces massed against each other at this point of time, after India had pretty much humiliated the Pakistan military system by striking at the very heart of their premier air bases, whether it was Chaklala or Jacobabad or Sargodha and even Karachi. Therefore, the mutual effort to try and cool things down, it's in Pakistan's interests, obviously, to get India to cool things down as well, is what was discussed during this conversation. And also a reduction in troops, a kind of pullback and a disengagement from the line of control and the international border is very much on the table. But I don't think anybody mistakes the fact, and I'm sure this was conveyed. In fact, it was conveyed 1 day before the conversation on the same hotline, Vasudha, which is that last point, that any kinetic actions from Pakistan's side will be responded to 10x, 10 times over. So if one LOC post of the Indian Army is targeted by any possibility during this ceasefire phase, 10 Pakistan Army posts and launch pads will be destroyed in return. So India is working at a 10x of retaliation damage right now.